Hi, welcome to the show Derby Girls in the Raw. I'm your host, John McGivern, and today we will be meeting and chatting with 3 Milwaukee roller girls. But first, if you're not familiar with what roller derby is, this video of Milwaukee's Brewcity Bruisers will give you a taste of what goes on at their games. Let's take a look. Come on, they're serious. You know, if you're still confused as to what roller derby is, we have 3 skaters joining us from the Brewcity Bruisers League to help explain. We would have had 4, but one from each team. But unfortunately, due to a concussion, Chewbecca wasn't able to make it. Welcome, ladies. Can you introduce yourselves and tell us what team you play for?
I'm Becky the Butcher, and I play for the Sheevil Knievils.
Becky the Butcher.
Yes.
Welcome.
I'm Slamala, and I play for the Crazy Eights.
Slamala, thanks.
Hi, I'm Melissa Mayhem, and I play for Made in Milwaukee.
Melissa Mayhem. Yes. Of course you are. Hey, thanks you guys for coming. Let's. If they have never been, I have been to 3 bouts with you guys, and I had the opportunity to blow a whistle at one of them, which is, I mean, I was so thrilled I could do it. If they don't know what it is, let's talk about what roller derby is and what the game is about. Becky, can you tell us?
Sure. Essentially, it's played on a flat oval, and there's a 1-point score from each team called the jammer. And what the jammer's objective is to navigate their way through a pack of 4 blockers from each team, and after they make it through that pack one time, they lap the track and they come back around. Each girl they pass legally in bounds, they get 1 point for. So that's the object of the game, is to get the most points.
Are you a jammer?
I try not to be, but it happens sometimes.
Does it happen? That's good. Where do you guys play?
We play at the U.S. Cellular Arena right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The first bout I saw, you were at a place in Franklin, I believe, and then it got so big that you guys moved to the cell. Yeah.
Correct.
Exciting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
And how many games do you play a season?
We have 5 games in a season for our home season. Yeah. The last 2 are the semifinals and the championship. And our next game is coming up on March 9th at the U.S. Cellular Arena. And
who do you play?
The maidens are going to be playing the Russian roulettes, and the Sheevils are going to be playing the Crazy Eights.
Look at the looks you just gave each other. Come on! You've all played before.
Yes.
Together.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And do you guys practice together? How's that work?
We do practice together. We have individual team practices during the week, and then on Sundays we take turns scrimmaging each other.
Fun?
Oh, it's fun.
Is it fun?
It gets a little hairy, but it's fun.
Yeah. What's the key to be good at this, do you think? Besides being really brave.
Yeah. Pretty much being able to play with a team and being a strong, individual that you can work with a team.
Yeah.
Dedication. It's a lot of time dedicated to it.
Yeah. Team. It's important, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And how do you choose your team? How's that work out?
You actually get drafted onto a team.
Drafted?
So they pick you,
really?
Yes.
How long ago were you drafted?
This is my 4th season now.
Fourth season.
A little over 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 years for me.
5 years for you?
I was one of the originals, so it's been 7 years, and we just kind of split everybody up on the first.
And you're
the first
17
time.
years old. How does that work? Look at you. You've been at it 7 years. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Did you have all that ink when you did it the first time?
Yes, I did.
You did. You're getting more ink as you go?
You know that it sometimes.
Is it part of the culture?
Not necessarily.
It's not. No.
Necessarily. I mean, some women have tattoos, but
Yeah.
not everybody.
Yeah. You look great. You scare the crap out of me a little bit. You won! Come on.
She scares everybody.
It's good. You know, this is all really fun and interesting, but I think it's time to get to know each one of you a little more personally. First, here's a closer look in the life of Becky the Butcher.
My name is Rebecca Berkshire, and my derby name is Becky the Butcher. I've been skating since the inception of the Bruisers, which I believe is seven seasons now. I run a restaurant on the east side, the kitchen. I've been a chef for almost half my life. That's what I do. Yeah, I like the adrenaline of my job. It's similar to roller derby, for sure. Much like everybody else, I like the camaraderie of roller derby. I also really like the team aspect of it. Being that I work in a kitchen, I really have the team mentality all the time where you can't just do it all by yourself. You need to work with the group, and I really like that. And sometimes you just kind of want to forget your own single being and be part of a unit, and that's a nice feeling. I'm really good at, I've become very good at compartmentalizing things, and when I get to work and I'm in the kitchen, that's what I'm doing at that moment, and I do the same thing when I'm at practice on the track, and it allows me to kind of have high pressure situations in different areas because that's when I'm relaxing from roller derby when I'm at work and busy, and I'm relaxing at derby from work when I'm there. So Bruisers have grown by moving to the cell, which was a huge step for us just because we were at that wall. We were selling out our old sports complex at Franklin every single game. And moving here, we have the potential. That was a huge step for us, but we still have the potential to grow more, which is a really big deal. I think that the next step for us is to grow as individual skaters, and our recruitment efforts are changing, and our training is changing and getting better all the time. So I think that in that way, we're going to be building more fans on a pretty consistent basis and get more returning fans. Just that less of a novelty item and more of an actual sport. Roller derby's really changed my life in a lot of ways. I've been a part of it long enough where you kind of have to take a step back and think, how has it changed? Because this is just what I do now because it's been so long. But really, it's helped me a lot in my real day-to-day life, management at work, and building my confidence and things like that, and just being able to overcome something when I just can't get it right the first time, because that's what roller derby is about, is being tenacious, and it kind of just helps you to remember that you have to be tenacious all the time.
Becky, I love the fact that, as you stated, this really helps you in your everyday life, in your management life, in your work life. Can you just talk a little more about that?
Sure. Roller derby has, like I said, it teaches you to kind of keep on going when you get knocked on your butt, which happens not just in roller derby.
It happens to you?
Yeah.
Come on.
But there's a lot of it really does, the corniness of working with the team and having to set everything aside to work for a common goal is big, and just the infrastructure of the Bruisers and the fact that we as skaters operate the entire league has really taught me a lot about business and things I can legitimately put on my resume. I got through roller derby, and that's pretty exciting.
So as we talk about roller derby, we're talking about learning and accepting life skills.
Absolutely.
And to anybody who's out there interested, how old is the youngest that plays with you guys?
Well, we have micro Bruisers now.
What are they called?
The micro Bruisers.
Yeah.
They're the junior roller derby, and so I think the youngest is 8 in the
8.
micro Bruisers. Yeah.
And are you involved with that?
Well, not essentially. I don't go to practices or anything like that, but I have oversight over the micro Bruisers under my position I hold within the league.
Sheevel Knievels, right?
Yes.
Is that what
Sheevel
you-
Knievel's, yeah.
So you've been on that team for 7 years?
Yes.
And it's the best team in the league?
Oh, we are undefeated this season.
Is that right? That's good.
Yeah.
And she looked at you when she said that.
I
Okay.
think she looked at Slam.
I wasn't looking.
I think let's take a little time for our next skater profile. Let's get to know a little more about Slamala.
My name is Pamela Picard, and my derby name is Slamala. People call me Slam, like they call me Pam. I've been skating for this is my 5th season, so I started with the Brewcity Bruisers in their 3rd season. I'm a program planner for a company called DRS Power and Control Technologies. We're a defense contractor, and so we do a lot of stuff for the Navy. And that's about it. It's kind of a, secret, not secret, but I can't talk a lot about it. When I was in high school, I played basketball, varsity basketball. I played softball, and I played varsity soccer. I also was a competitive swimmer. So I was quite the athlete. The difference is it's still a team sport, but you have to, there's no plays. Like in basketball, there's plays that you do. And in roller derby, you kind of try to do plays, but nothing is ever consistent. So you have to always be ready for something different. So I think that's a big difference between roller derby and any other sport. When I was in college, I had my daughter, my sophomore year of college. So I didn't really get to do a lot of like the college partying and camaraderie of like sorority or anything like that. And that's what I like about Brewcity Bruisers, because there's all these women from different backgrounds, and they're all my sisters. They have my back, I have their back, and I just enjoy my time with it. Once roller derby ends, I will continue to be friends with those. I've made probably the best friends I've ever had. I moved a lot growing up, so I never got a chance to have a best friend, and now I feel like I do. And I hang out with people that don't play anymore. They've retired, and so I know there's a group of people that will always be around and there for me.
Slam, I love all the looks. I do. Look at all that. Let's talk about your life as an athlete, because you mentioned that you played in high school basketball.
I played basketball, soccer, softball. I actually was on varsity golf.
Is that
so
right?
I was really big into sports in high school,
Yeah.
and some in college.
And do you think most of the girls are really athletic to be a roller derby girl?
No, actually, there are a lot of girls that never played, any kind of team sports, and they've had to kind of figure out their niche on how to be on a team. But
Yeah.
there's not a huge background of team or athletic people.
So you've got to head up on all that, don't you? Yeah. How often do you practice?
We practice twice a week, and then for right now I'm in the B team, the Battle Stars. I'm practicing 3 times a week.
It's
it's
a
2
lot of
hours
work.
at a time.
It's a commitment.
It is a commitment.
Yeah. How much longer are you going to be roller derbying?
As long as I can walk.
Right.
Yes.
Who's it like? What are the ages? What's the oldest of somebody?
42, I
42.
believe.
Really?
Is it? Or is there someone
I think
older?
I think
It's
48
47.
actually.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And playing well.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
well.
Oh yeah, very well.
Tough?
Tough.
Yeah, really. That's great fun. And the team you're on?
I'm on the Crazy Eights.
And you will be forever?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the team. I love all the girls on my team.
I love how you all kind of look at you and they're like, yeah, whatever. It's really good. Wondering what practice with roller girls is like? Here is a video of from the eyes of a skater. Let's look at this. Okay, it looks rough to me. It does, and that's just a practice. Is it rough? Is there some stuff where you're like, why am I doing this?
Absolutely. As you heard today, Chewbacca's not here because she has a concussion.
Come on.
I've had concussions. We've all had injuries. It's intense.
How do you maintain safety? How do you make sure that you stay safe?
Well, as you saw, we have the gear. We have helmets. We have mouth guards, elbow pads, wrist guards, knee pads.
Yeah.
And we train. We practice really hard to keep safe and to play safe.
Right.
But you do get those injuries, and it comes with the sport. Just
Have
like
you all
any
been
sport.
injured? What's your worst experience injury-wise?
My worst was a concussion, a really bad concussion. Yeah.
And how did that happen?
In a practice just like that. That
Is that
was my
right?
team you just saw practicing, and it was at our facility, and it just was a fluke, and
Yeah.
it was bad. And you actually have to miss a lot of time when you have a concussion.
Oh,
so
I bet.
it's very serious.
Slam? Tell me nothing's ever happened
I've
to you. Come on.
I've not had a derby injury. I
that
did
right?
lose my fingernail. That's probably my worst. But I've had non-derby
That hurt,
injuries
didn't it?
that have taken me out of play for a while.
Is that right?
Yeah, I sprained my ankle last year and tore some ligaments and couldn't play for, 5 or 6 months.
Oh, and I bet that.
It was hard.
I bet it was. Yeah. Becky, anything?
No, my knees are pretty bad for playing so long, but that's just kind of comes with the territory,
Yeah.
I think. But I've torn my meniscus and my PCL, but nothing. I've never had to have surgery on my knees. Just physical therapy. Waiting till I'm done playing derby to cut
To
them
take care of
open.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all of that is worth it. All of it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's worth it because.
Quality of life. Quality of life. If you're not doing something you enjoy, then
Yeah.
what's the purpose anyway?
That's the key to everything in life, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. And in the heat of the moment, like in the middle of a game, like I bet it's just intense. I bet you're just like, going for it, where you can where the injury happens because of the intensity. Is it really intense in the middle of that?
Yeah, I would say it's really intense. This is definitely one of the most, as I've been on other teams, this is one where I really get the most aggressive and become someone that I really usually wouldn't be in competitive sports. I think it's just, I don't know if it's the roller skating part of it and the hitting, it's just something makes you really aggressive.
And let out some steam that you wouldn't be able to let out in real life.
Exactly.
I want to do it. Come on, let me in for a minute, all right?
We'll get you some skates.
Because this isn't like roller skating around the block when I was a kid. We had the roller skates that you had
With
the
a
key to,
key,
and then you would go around the block, and it was kind of, it was kind of slow. But this is real stuff. And I remember as a kid watching it on TV, and the fact that it's. What do you think? What do you think brought it all back?
There was a huge resurgence of the sport, and it started with the bank track. And now we have the flat track, but it's booming. It's like the fastest growing sport right now that there is, and it's incredible. We're hoping actually they're talking about putting it in the Olympics.
Really?
Yeah, in probably like 2020, and yeah.
Who's going? That's really intense. Let's go to Mayhem package interview. Okay, let's see what we have here. The interview.
My name is Melissa Radke, and my roller derby name is Melissa Mayhem. This would be my 4th season. I started back in 2009 and did a long 14-week tryout with them, and then got drafted onto the team. And this is my 4th season as a Made in Milwaukee player. I'm not skating now because I've had 3 concussions in 2 years, and so that's a pretty bad injury. Unfortunately, concussions are part of the sport, and they seem to be more prevalent. Since I haven't been able to skate with my team, I started the rec league along with the help of Heidi Voltage and of course the Brewcity Bruisers. And what the rec league is for skaters who are returning from injuries or from having babies or who have retired or just who haven't skated in a long time. And it is just an awesome outlet for skaters to come back and be able to still, skate and play roller derby even though they can't fully participate as a Brewcity Bruiser. Well, I have 5 kids. I have 2 girls and 3 boys, and the oldest is 23 and the youngest is 6. All of my kids play hockey, and now one of my daughters is playing roller derby in the Micro Bruisers for Brewcity Bruisers. Gnarly Charlie is my daughter. She's 9. She is the littlest player on the Micro Bruisers. Her number is number 1. She loves to jam, but she also loves to block. In her real life, she plays hockey, and she plays on an all-boys hockey team, so I think that makes her really competitive. But I know she just loves roller derby, and she loves the Brewcity Bruisers, and she is just so happy to be a part of it. Actually, with working, having 5 kids, playing roller derby, doing the rec league, it's crazy, but honestly, truthfully, I will tell you that roller derby is my therapy. It is the only way that I get my sanity. When I get on the track, when I skate, whether it's competitively or with the rec league or whatever, for those 2 hours, whatever the practice is, you don't think about kids, you don't think about bills, you don't think about homework, you don't think about deadlines. It is absolutely 100% keeping me sane, and I don't think I could live without it, with some kind of roller derby in my life.
Good job. How many kids do you have?
5.
You have 5 kids.
5.
Ooh, look at you. Good job. and ages what?
23, 13, 10, 9, and 6.
People at home are like, And are they all involved? Your
Right now,
youngest is.
just my youngest is involved in the Micro Bruisers.
Yeah.
Gnarly Charlie, as you saw in the clip,
Yeah.
she plays, and she's loving it. It's a great program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that get started?
Actually, Tara Lipinski started it. She's on the Shiva Knievels with the help of Pound Anya, and then, of course, the Brewcity Bruisers. They got together and collaborated, and they put it out there. And we actually have our players are ages 8 to 17, and we allow boys to come and play as well in the Micro Bruisers. So there's boys and girls, and we don't discriminate.
8 to 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we talk about your names?
Sure.
Like, how did that all happen? How did you made them up, or did they?
Yeah, you make them up, and it takes a little while to come up with them, but
Yeah.
once you have them, they stick, and it's yours. It's yours forever.
Yeah, and they're serious.
Yes.
Mine's obvious. My real name's Pamela. So.
Pamela Slamala. That's
Yep.
great. So Chewbacca from the Russian Roulette is unable to join us tonight due to a concussion, but let's see more about her, okay?
I'm Rebecca McCarthy, or Chewbacca the Recca, and I've been skating for about 2.5 years. I'm 22, so I've been doing derby for about 2.5 years. I go to school for community education and nonprofit administration. I'm also learning sign language. I hope to be an interpreter. I work at a Nava tea room. I've been working there since about October. When I'm working at my job, I make fancy cakes. We do a lot of like Irish tea cakes and scones and a lot of small plate dishes. When I was in high school, I played volleyball, and I've always been pretty competitive. I got MVP for 2 years or 3 years. But yeah, this is my first like full contact sport. Honestly, the bonds you form here are amazing. It's really great to just have a family, and on the track, it's amazing to play offense and defense at the same time. And as a jammer, when you're running up to the pack, you have no idea what's going to happen. And last minute, you have to make decisions. And I feel like it's really unique. One of my worst roller derby injuries so far is I actually, in Denver, when I skated with the Denver Roller Dolls, I fell and my spine landed right on someone's skate on their wheel, and I went to the ER and I couldn't walk for about 2 months, and that was a month before I came home and tried to join BCB. My favorite things about the Brewcity Bruisers is just the camaraderie. I love all the girls and how supportive they are, and everybody just really tries to push you and see you grow as a skater. No matter if you're beginning or new or you've been skating for years, everybody constantly pushes each other. Roller derby is my top priority. I can find other jobs or I can find other classes. I hope to be a Brewcity Bruiser for as long as I can, unless I move for a job or something eventually, but I love Milwaukee and I want to stay here. I think the only thing that would stop me from skating is if I got injured and I couldn't skate anymore. I hope to skate as long as I can.
I really had a great time getting to know you ladies and learning about the league. Thanks a lot for coming. And if you want to learn more about the Brewcity Bruisers and when they have their bouts, visit brewcitybruisers.com. Thanks a lot for watching. This was great fun. Thanks.